Welcome to the Next Dimension Podcast, your portal to an extended reality. Every week we talk about the hottest topics in XR and let you join the discussion live on MRTV. And now, get ready for another exciting episode coming up.
Welcome back to the Next Dimension Podcast, your podcast that's all about VR. I'm so happy that we're finally back live with Steve, Flight Sim Guy, VR Flight Sim Guy. It's so great to have you back.
It's good to be back, Seb. Is your microphone? It sounds a bit like it's not working very well. It usually sounds better than that. Just checking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Should
it
we
sounds
start
like
again?
it's a good start, isn't it? But
It's a terrible start.
it just, unless it's me, my end, but it just sounds like I've got the better microphone, which is never usually the case because,
Okay.
well, I'm just
Because
using
I
headphones.
just got a new microphone. It should sound incredible, actually.
What do you think, guys? Is it just me or does Seb's microphone sound a bit weird? Yeah, it's quite low. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Hi.
Let me double check. I think we have
That
to
was
do that again.
such a smooth start, wasn't it? Brilliant.
Oh, damn. That sucks. Wait a moment. Let me.
Yeah, it does sound a bit shit. I think it doesn't sound like it's actually working. Like you've got maybe your microphone source is to something else. Ah, there we go. That sounds better. We're there.
Oh my God. That is the worst start possible. You know what? Let's
do it again.
Now I sound good, right?
Yeah. It's great now.
Okay.
Great.
Oh my God. You know, let's roll it again. Really, let's roll it again.
Let's do it again.
Let's do the whole thing again. wait.
Oh
my God. What a start. Yeah, we haven't done that forever, right?
I know. I should leave that in. I think it's funny.
it is kind of funny though, but you know what? Let's do it again. Ah, fuck! You don't have enough time, right? Let's continue. Let's do it directly.
Okay, let's go.
You know what? I'm only going to do the beginning again.
Okay, that's fine. Here we go.
Hi, welcome. we shouldn't have done that live. I'm telling you, we should have just recorded it. Now everyone watching this live, I can't believe it.
Oh, come on, it's funny. I love this sort of stuff. It's funny.
Live is live, right? Okay, but now you can hear me well, right? Now my microphone now's the right one, right? Okay.
What we'll do, we'll just have like 5 seconds of silence, so you can clip it, and then you'll start again.
Yeah, okay. Let me start again. Hi, and welcome back to the Next Dimension Podcast. Yes, finally we're back after a long break, but now we're here. The podcast that is all about VR. And here with me in the studio, it is Steve, VR Flight Sim Guy. It has been a long time, my friend.
It's been a very long time. I don't even know when I was last on the podcast. It may have been even a year ago or something crazy, but it's good to be back.
It is really good to be back. And yeah, obviously we stayed in touch all the time, and so many new headsets came along, and headsets that we even haven't talked about live like this. It is crazy, right? So wow, we have lots of stuff to go through. I don't even know where to start. It is crazy. So since we have not talked, there were several new headsets coming out. The Pico Ultra, the Pico 4 Ultra came out. Then the Meta Quest 3S came out. Then the HTC Focus Vision came out. Then the Somnium VR1 finally is going out to consumers, to customers. Super exciting stuff. Then now the MeganeX superlight 8K has been announced, and I was in Tokyo. You've seen my video, right? To check it out for the first time, and people can pre-order it now, and it's going to come out early next year. So exciting times for us VR enthusiasts. Oh yes, it is.
It really is. It is
crazy.
Actually, if you think about the hardware that's come out this year, it's been another crazy year for PCVR, which is quite interesting considering we do seem to lack a lot of content. But in terms of hardware, we're doing well. We're doing all right.
in terms of hardware, we're doing well. And yeah, for most really PCVR buffs, normally they have their game, right? They have Microsoft Flight Simulator, or they have their Assetto Corsa or whatever, and it's good. They never need another game in the
That's so
future,
true.
right? So
It's so true.
PCVR is kind of okay. That is kind of good to know. So yeah, so everything is good with PCVR, and glad that we're getting lots of new hardware. And you know what? I get another piece of hardware here for my VR setup, for my flying setup actually, that honestly is making all the difference. I
know
don't
what that
care
is.
if you know what I'm
I've
talking
got
about,
a
right?
feeling. Got a feeling I know what it is.
Like
Yeah.
I don't even care if I fly with a Quest 3S or with a Crystal. Obviously, there's a difference. But if that part was gone, that would hurt me more. And that is truly my force feedback yoke.
Yes, I knew it would be that. Yeah.
Right? It is so good. You know, like I don't even know if it's better or worse than others because it's the only one I've ever tried. It's the Brunner from Switzerland, Brunner force feedback yoke, and this is in no way sponsored or anything. I just love it, man. I'm going crazy for this. It is such a difference. It's a game changer. I know you also have one, right?
I do actually, and again, I'm not really that au fait with force feedback, anything really, especially flight controls. And yeah, this is the first time I've tried a force feedback yoke, but I've got something different, quite different from the Brunner yoke. It's the CLS
Okay.
60,
Okay.
and it's probably like 3 times the size of that thing as well.
Yeah, I
Not
saw
necessarily-
that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily better. I don't know if it's better or not. And I tried to reach out to Brunner, but I haven't been able to get a reply yet. But maybe I'm using the wrong email or something. But yeah,
You have to use me.
Yes, I will. I'll go through you. You can try this as well because
I want
it'd
to
be interesting
put
to
me in touch
compare
with
them
them.
both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's gigantic, this thing.
Yeah,
I
I
have to
know.
try and I've no idea how I've managed to put it on my motion rig and it's still there. I
Okay.
can see it now, and it's just gigantic. So
Wow.
it's but yeah,
I think
it
probably
does.
this won't fit into my setup here. That's the cool
No.
thing. That's the cool thing about the Brunner. You know, it is kind of small. Here, check this out. It is here.
They are so much smaller than the CL60.
Right? It's just here on my desk. It's just here on my desk.
Wow.
So it's so cool. It is so
Yeah.
cool. So, anyways, this is not sponsored. Actually, it's the total opposite because they had only like how to say lended it to me. They've only like given it
okay.
for me, and now I have to send it back. But I told them, no, I'm going to buy it off your hands. I'm buying it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
with my own money because I cannot.
Cool.
I cannot send it back to them. I don't
They
want
knew.
to.
They knew that.
They knew. Yeah, here. Check it out, Sebastian. Check it out a
Yeah.
bit. No. It's crazy. It's just like such a boost for immersion. Wow. It is amazing. Yeah.
Funny talking quickly about force feedback, which we had no idea we were going to talk about that, but I know it's kind of gone that way. But I've got something else coming called a Moser AB9 base, and it's basically a joystick. Well, I've actually got the flight stick as well.
Yes.
And they're finally sent. I'm probably not the last YouTuber in the world to review this. So
no, I'm gonna be the last one.
Oh, if not, I can get a contact for you, Seb.
That would be nice.
Since you are really into force feedback now as well, I think this might be quite an interesting thing to review.
I want to try it out. I love force feedback.
It's one of those things you think, do I need this? Is it just a gimmick? Until you try it and understand what the reason is why it's so essential, especially for simulation purposes. You know, it's no good if you're going to be playing a first-person shooter game, of course, but although technically that's your controllers have haptic feedback. Imagine shooting a gun but not having that vibration. That's how important it is for flying and racing. Having that feedback and tactile response, it makes a big difference.
It is cool. It's really a game changer. Like, wow, it's just so good. Like flying and feeling that resistance of the wind when you change the direction. It's unbelievable. Wow.
It is. It's so good.
It's really.
The next thing you need, Seb, is a motion rig. So
I know. Yeah, I know. I
need to get you in touch with. I always say this wrong. I get shit for this all the time. DOF reality. I always say DOF
Okay.
reality.
Of
But
reality.
really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I want to, but I don't have so much space. It's like a small room here that I'm in right now. My
Same
office.
here, actually. To be fair.
What? Yeah, you're
In
sitting
fact-
on it now.
In fact, I'm flying right now. As you can see, I'm actually flying. I'm
Oh,
sat
you're
the
in
wrong
the
way.
air. Wow.
I'm in the
Wow.
wrong way. The cockpit.
Well, you have very good noise cancellation in that airplane.
Yes, it is very good.
I can hardly hear anything. Yeah, I would love to. Like now I have the force feedback thing, and then the next thing would be the motion, and then basically, wow, you're really flying, right?
So
You're
is
like
it true
tricking
then,
tricking your brain into it. It's just like so real.
So at this point, I'm guessing you're really into simulation now.
Man,
You're into
totally.
flight simming.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I see it nearly in every video that I do about Microsoft Flight Simulator. I can totally understand that people only want to do that. Like I still do the other things. I also enjoyed playing Batman. It was great. I love Batman. I'm a Batman fan. And I was Batman for a couple of hours, which is great. So I still enjoy the other stuff. But if I would only be flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, that would be fine too. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I nearly bought that game, but what's put me off is the mechanics of the fighting. I think, and that's
fun, man.
Interestingly, that's the thing that everyone raves about. But I don't like how it's telling me to go left, right, and then
believe me,
shape whatever.
It feels good. It feels so powerful. It feels like
me
you
of a
are the
rhythm
freaking
game.
Dark Knight. No, it's not. No. You must try it. You must try it. It's really good. It is so cool. Yeah.
But I mean, it does look incredible on Quest 3. It does look very good. So I am tempted to get it. Definitely. It's just good to see some really good quality standalone games coming.
Yes.
Exactly. And Metro is Metro going to be standalone as well? I think I've seen
it is standalone. It is standalone, but also PCVR.
And so it looks really good on the Quest. Looks really good. I mean, from what I've seen in terms of the gameplay, it looks really good.
Yeah, let's see about that. I played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, let's see how it goes on Quest. Let's see. We'll find about it very soon. I'll also make a video about it. Yeah.
Intriguing.
Anyways, so yeah. Force feedback. Yeah. Anyways.
So force feedback. Yeah.
Force. Yes. So if there are flight simmers out there and they don't have a force feedback yoke yet, check it out. Yeah, check out Steve's video about this giant thing that looks like very strong. The giant thing, right? What's the name of the giant force feedback yoke?
Oh shit! What's it called?
Flight sim, right?
Flight sim something. Oh no! What is it called? I've forgotten. Anyone in the comments remember what it's
Please
called?
help.
Flight sim. It's because it's a weird name. Flightsim.com CLS60, which is like not very catchy, is it really? Let's be honest. But it is. The reason why it's so big is because it's a full-size Cessna yoke. It's exactly the same as a real Cessna yoke.
Okay.
Which,
good that they don't send you the whole airplane.
That'd be nice. I'd be up for that.
Okay. It wouldn't fit into your house. Probably,
I'd make it fit. Just push it in. It's fitting.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This probably wouldn't fit into my room. The big flight sim thing. Anyways, check out Steve's video. Check out my video about the Brunner flight sim yoke. It's a game changer. Truly amazing. Anyways, let's talk about VR headsets.
Oh yes, that's right. Sorry,
we haven't done that for such a long time. So yeah, let's start with the Somnium VR1, right? So very exciting. A Somnium team, basically, were a software team before doing a virtual world, like right, Somnium Space, and then the founder Arthur has decided it is time to make the headset with the best visuals so people can check out Somnium Space in the most fabulous way, and all the other virtual reality worlds also in the most fabulous way that is possible. And that's why he made the Somnium VR1. It's quite a time coming. I believe they've been working on it like for 3 years, right? And now it finally is coming out and people are receiving it. And you had received it as like the first person ever, I believe, right? Like a couple of months ago, or half a year, quite a long time ago already, right? It was
a long time. It feels like a long time ago.
Yeah,
for me too. This year. Like, wow.
Exactly, right?
but I can't actually remember when I received the prototype, but it was a while ago now.
Okay.
It was,
Yeah,
in fact,
right.
I can probably, it doesn't really matter, but it was a while ago. And yeah, I was actually expecting, because obviously it was a prototype at that point, for it to be a little rough around the edges, perhaps, just shady build quality, but nothing could be further from the truth. When I got the prototype, I was like, surely this is just the final version, because it just felt and looked and performed so well, even in those early iterations. So that really surprised me, but it also gave me quite a lot of confidence that they would be able to actually provide this astonishing VR headset, and I had that for a number of months, and it was an honor really to be able to feed back some of the things that I wasn't so keen on, and just sort of provide feedback to the team. And they were really, I was really quite surprised, and full respect to the team for listening to my moans, because I did moan a lot about different aspects of the headset, and they listened, and they kept, changing some things. And one of the things I was concerned about was the comfort, because I think that's probably one of the things that is the major sort of Achilles heel for me, particularly with the full Ultimate Edition. It was, it's got so many features, a lot of those sensors and stuff, and the way the dual aspheric lens is designed, it does stick out a bit more than, say, other headsets. So that was one of my concerns, but they listened to all of that feedback, and credit where credit is due. They changed the things that I moaned about, really. So it was like, wow, that's pretty cool to be in that position. And I felt a bit of pressure in a way, like from the community, to make sure that I'm, focusing on the things that were most important, especially, from a flight simulation point of view, which, like comfort over a long-term session sort of thing. But in terms of the visuals, for me, they were on point from day one, like amazing clarity, superb clarity. And even though I think there's a bit of confusion here, because it does share the same panel, or, in terms of the specification, I don't know if they source the same panels from the same people or not, but in terms of the specification, it's QLED 35 ppd. So yeah, it's the same as the Crystal on paper, but it's those other aspects, like the lenses, which are a big deal, and other
they look very big. They look beautiful. I like big lenses. Truly
make this very different from the Crystal when you compare them back to back. And I've had so much fun just doing A/B comparisons, trying the Crystal, having it on for half an hour, then switching straight to the Somnium VR1 to make sure that I'm not going crazy here, but because they do have essentially the same panel, but that is it. Everything else is incredibly different. It's a lot brighter. The sweet spot is tremendous. It's the best sweet spot of any headset I've seen, especially spheric lens anyway. I mean, compared to the Quest 3, that's pretty damn good. So,
yeah, it is.
I'm probably that's better actually, but really for this spheric lens design, it is, sensational headset. It really is. And congratulations to the team for getting to this stage. Really, it's been a long time.
Hardware
coming.
is super hard. Hardware is super hard, and we have to stress it, right? It's super complicated to source all the parts, to bring it all together, to build the firmware, to build everything. It's it's one of the hardest things that you can actually do in tech, to build hardware and then to send it out to the customers. So also from me, congratulations to the Somnium team for making it happen. I'm sure they must feel very happy right now. Greetings to
Things
Prague.
are going well, actually. I mean, considering the launch of the headset was only, this week, basically.
Right.
I think overall it's gone incredibly well for them, and looking on their Discord, and it's so nice, because in some ways being the only person with the VR1 is a little bit weird, because I'm like, well, am I just being crazy here? Am I just, seeing this from a different point of view or whatever? But when you see people, just going crazy on the Discord and on my Discord as well, saying, wow, this is just, amazing, then it just feels good to be able to now see other people's reactions. I'm actually fed up of talking about it myself now. I'm fed up of the internet just listening to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think,
what's the thing? Why don't I have it here? Huh, Arthur? What's going on? Where is the device? I want to see it. I want to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm super curious. I'm really curious about it. Since just like you said, this seems to be the same panel, And okay, yeah, it's just so hard for me to understand how something with the same panel can just be
totally
so
understand
much better. Obviously, I've followed all of your videos, and I've followed everything that has been said about it. So yeah, it's great what they seem to have gotten out of it. But I'm just wondering, how can it be so much brighter? How can it be so much sharper when even it is a bigger FOV? Yeah, you have to think about it logically. So it is the same
This is
panel,
something that,
but it
yes,
has. Listen to me. It has the bigger FOV. So how can it be sharper? It doesn't
that's
make sense
exactly
physically.
exactly what
So,
I.
so I need to see it myself. I need to see it. I trust you. I know. Like normally we normally are on the same page, right? When it comes to talking about headsets, actually, most of the time we are. So that's why I want to see it myself. Since if I would just see the specs, I would say, okay, same panel, bigger FOV. How could it be sharper? How could it be sharper? Like simply looking at the facts doesn't make sense.
The way
So
I
I want to
see
see it myself.
Yeah, because like I don't run the headset at native resolution. You can't really, not anyway, not for MSFS. You could for Half-Life Alyx or something, which I really
Yeah,
do
for
need to
Beat
try
Saber.
actually. Oh, Beat Saber, yeah, imagine that. That'd be very cool. But I must just do like a parody video of me playing that one day. That'd be quite funny. But for like MSFS, where performance is a pig at the best of times, I run it about 80 to 85%, and at that resolution, 85%. The key is the NVIDIA sharpening algorithm that they have. With that, it's probably on par with the Crystal. Probably even then it's sharper, even at 85%, I would say. But what makes it sharper? It's not just the raw, it's not just the actual resolution, but it's the lenses. Because it gives that illusion of it being sharper because it's a lot brighter. It's a lot brighter panel, and you can look around more. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Crystal Light, wow, what an amazing display that is. And it's
the
superb.
visuals are so crisp in the Crystal, right?
No question about it. No question about it.
So that's why I just need to see it myself, right? I just need to understand like how can this even be sharper? And I must say about the NVIDIA sharpening, it's nothing that is like super special about the Somnium VR1. It's special that they put it into their software, but you can also turn on the sharpening for your Crystal. You can put on the sharpening for all the headset that you want. It is
how
just
do you do that? I have no idea how you do that. I've never.
Yeah.
The thing is, NVIDIA does. If you use a sharpening in the NVIDIA control panel, it's not compatible with VR. This is why.
Yeah. You can enable it. You can enable it.
It doesn't work for me. It makes no difference.
Yeah, but you can. so that's I need to see it myself. I'm happy that it's so cool, but I just need to see it myself. And they did actually give me the chance, right, to join their Connect in Prague, but unfortunately I couldn't go on that day. So yeah, so I could have seen it, but I wasn't able to go. So, but the
I still think, by the way,
it's going to come for sure.
I still think most people, for most people, the Crystal Light still makes more sense. Honestly, the thing is, it's what I've said in the. Have I said this in a recent video, or is it coming out soon? Can't remember. But it's a bit like a race car. To shave that 5 seconds off your lap time, you've got to spend more money. It's a bit like this with this headset. At this point between the Crystal Light and the VR1, you're getting diminishing returns. Don't expect it to look like way like a generational leap compared to the Crystal Light. It's not. But to get that extra bit of sharpness, that extra bit of fidelity, especially with the lenses, you have to pay that a lot more money, especially if there's nothing else out there that actually is competing against this style of headset at the moment, apart from the Varia XR4. I put this in the same league as the XR4, really. And for that, this beats that as well. My battery, my headphones is beeping at me. That's going to be the next thing. I'm going to just suddenly disappear.
Yeah, but I must say, honestly, in my opinion, it does compete with the Pimax Crystal. like really honestly, it does compete against it, right? Since it has is also high-end PCVR, right? And it is like the headset for flight simmers. So I don't really see why this should now compare against the XR4 and not against the Crystal.
Well, because stop Growling. My dogs are growling. maybe they disagree with you. They're growling. They've tried the VR one as well. They're really impressed with it.
Sorry
It's like a little mini version.
To rein into that parade. Like, it looks great. I really think it looks beautiful.
No,
right?
you
But
must.
I
You
just
must
want
do
to
this.
stay.
I want us to have a debate about it. That's
Yeah, I just
important.
want to stay like more based. You know, like, why does that not compete against the Crystal? It has the same panel.
Well,
you know,
let-
it doesn't have audio. The Crystal has audio. The Crystal is cheaper, like half the price. So how would that not compete against the Crystal?
Well,
I
the main,
for the mixed reality, yes, there's a version with mixed reality, right? With pass through, which is amazing, so that you can see your yoke and everything. So that's for sure. That's special, right? But more like talking about like the base version.
okay,
Of
right.
course,
Well,
of
that,
course,
I
it
mean,
competes with the Crystal.
I can't. Actually, how much is the base version? I can't remember, but
I think it's like 1,900, which is, I think it's a good price.
Okay, well, that is getting closer. Well, not still a lot of money difference, but
Yeah, of course.
the thing is, okay, well, let's see what are you getting for that difference in price? Well, first of all, you're getting exceptional build quality.
Yeah,
Okay?
that is great. It looks. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, right? But on the pictures,
Yeah,
it looks so beautiful. It looks just like, wow, like gear, right? This is not like a
it
toy.
is.
It looks like it's gear that I want to use to get to my goal of getting high fidelity visuals.
Yeah, absolutely. It's this. That's good. I like that. It's
yeah.
You imagine like the VR one. I can see this in flight schools. I can see this being thrown around and used every day, and it still work completely fine every single time. This is a headset that is like an industrial device. It feels industrial within its design.
That's cool.
So
That's
it
really cool.
feels
I love that
rock
part.
solid. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you're
Yes,
getting that. In terms
Yeah.
of the visuals, you're getting a way larger field of view. Okay, so
That's cool. That's cool.
this
I want to
is-
see that.
yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a bit of a weird person in terms, like, I know a lot of people like to really squish the headset on, and then if you did that, you'd probably, in fact, some people were reporting 130 degrees horizontal, which is madness. I certainly didn't get anywhere near that, but maybe it all depends on how you put it on your head. But for me, I'm getting 122 degrees horizontal.
That is great. That is beautiful.
Okay.
That is very nice. Yeah.
And
I want
slightly,
that. I want it.
well, exactly. So you're getting that. You're getting the build quality. I'm just going to focus on the things. I'm going to focus on things I don't like as well, guys. I'm not just promotional VR1 guy or at all. But I'm just going to. You've asked me a question. What are the differences? Why is it more money? I think these are the things I personally feel. So build quality, obviously, field of view, lenses, aspheric lens, really superb. Sweet spot. Is fantastic. Better warping profile as well, in my opinion, which could be sorted, I guess, with a software update.
I did hear about some distortions though.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, no, it's better. It's much better now. There was an update 2 days ago, there is still some there. Honestly, there is definitely a little bit there, but you know what you have to do? You've got to do this and then look at a gauge and then go like that. And then you'll go, it's slightly moved. Who plays their VR games like that? You don't.
Mhm.
You know, every single aspheric lens design headset I've ever worn has warping. All of them do.
I must really. I don't think so. Like
They do. They really do.
Like if I'm in the sweet spot of the crystal, it's fine. There's no
I think
distortions.
it's worse. There is distortion with the crystal light.
I mean,
I love how I love this.
No, listen to me. No. Sorry. Listen to me. I said I don't have distortion. I don't see distortion. Like when I'm in the sweet spot of the crystal light, I don't have distortions. Like I'm extremely,
Really? Wow.
I'm extremely sensitive to distortions. Like I hate distortions. There was some warping in the arrow, right? Can you remember? Outside, it sucked. You know, it's
weird because
they've improved it and it was okay and it was still super sharp at that time. I loved it because of the sharpness and I could forget about that warping, but it's still, I could easily tell it. So for the crystal, there was finally like the first Pimax headset that had like a visuals that are relaxing to my eyes. Like the ones with a huge FOV, like AKX, they're also good and they've also decreased the distortion problems, right? But there was still always something when you had when you were on the big FOV. But with the Crystal and the Crystal Light, it was the first Pimax headset that really did not have distortions if you were in the distortion sweet spot, right? That's like the term that I even coined. So,
well, I actually think we're talking about two different distortion issues here.
okay,
We're talking
good.
about the lenses. The lenses have a geometric sweet spot,
Right.
but also the actual, when you're looking at something on the actual display and seeing if it moves as you move your head. And in the geometric sweet spot of the Pimax Crystal, if I looked at this panel here, I would see it. I'd see a bubbling effect. I see that in the Crystal Light. I also see it in every other spheric lens headset. I even see it in the Quest 3. So, and that's surprising because that is, pancake lens to headset. I still can see it in that.
Okay.
So, but they're all in different areas, and it's all depending on
Right.
the warping profile and the barrel distortion correction, which is also linked to resolution. So it all depends on where they put the trade-offs. With
So how's the
Varia
distortion
Aero,
like? How's the
with Varia-
distortion like? Sorry.
with the Varia Aero, the distortion was always on the outer edges and
Right.
the bottom, wasn't they? And you could
Right.
see it
That sucked.
moving.
I really didn't
Yeah,
like it.
it was. Yeah, and to be honest, at the time, it didn't bother me so much because that was the first time I experienced a massive sweet spot in a headset. So I was so excited about that. But if I went back to it now, I'd probably be quite shocked. Although maybe it's improved now anyway. But if I went back to those days and saw, say, the XR3, they were really warpy at that point. But we've moved on a lot since then. But even the XR4 has a little bit of warping at the top and bottom as well. So I mean, it's just a byproduct of spheric lens headsets and maybe even pancake lenses. And I think it all depends on how much that bothers you and how much you can get used to it.
That's for sure. But
so they all have it. They all have it.
Yeah, yeah, I disagree with that because if that distortion profile is correct, then you won't have it when you are in that sweet spot where everything is perfect. Anyways, so where
This
is the
great. I love it.
distortion then?
I love this. I love how we're disagreeing.
Where
Straight
is
into the first show. Let's do it. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's good, right? It would be boring if we're always in the same opinion. So
Yeah, you're right.
where is then this distortion? If it's not outside, like in the arrow, is it inside or like what is the distortion like?
What, in the Varia Aero or the
No,
R1?
I mean in the Somnium VR1.
Okay, well, no. Previously, because this is one of the things that I was sort of giving feedback to Arthur and the team, that I noticed quite a bit of a bubble on the sweet spot.
Okay.
The bubble on the warping profile.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while, guys. Sorry, it's been a while. And you know what? I actually think looking at a panel with straight lines and text is actually the best way to check whether there is any warping. And
Right.
in the
middle.
so
in the middle.
yeah. In fact, it was
Okay.
to the left. It was to the left and right of both lenses, but that was a while ago. Since then, it's improved greatly, and now it is superb. It is very good, but it is still there. It is definitely still there, but it's nowhere near as bad. And I think it's important to compare that to other headsets, and I feel it is better for me than the Crystal Light. There is more of a warping with that headset, interestingly.
In the Crystal Light, you see any kind of bubble going through? I see no bubble in the Crystal Light.
It's not a bubble. It all depends on the shape of that warping as well. Like in the Crystal Light, for me, it's more of sort of, I'm not sure in terms of the shape, but I can just see the text move in and out like that as it goes past. But that's only if I do, literally, I only see it if I'm like being crazy geeky and like doing this, checking it. Like, oh yeah, I see it. You're not going to do that in a normal play session, and I don't see it 99% of the time unless I'm looking for it. But you know what the VR community is like, and I have to be incredibly picky about these things because otherwise someone will go, "Hey, Steve, you said there was no warping, but I see a bit of warping. It's in the top percentage of the left-hand side, and that's how I look in VR all the time. Is like that, whatever."
Yeah.
So. People are picky about these things, and I think it's important to highlight everything that I notice.
Absolutely.
I don't
Especially
think
for optical things. Like optical things,
of course.
well, can really take you out of the immersion very easily. So it's important that we talk about it and find out. And so I really can't wait to look through it myself.
Oh, can I
right?
just say one more thing, actually, which I
Yeah.
find really weird,
Yeah,
and I
please.
don't understand this. And it could even be due to a lens problem, because Pimax, as much as I love the crystal light, I've got, you know, a massive adoration for what they're doing for the PCVR community, because no one else is doing what they're doing, providing this high-end headset for such a great price. There is issues with their lenses, and they've had a lot of problems. And it's something that I actually warned them about when I went to go and see the crystal light for the very first time.
Absolutely.
And I was like, these lenses are bad. They're not very good. And I tried another one. That one was great. And that's still an issue. I'm wondering how much of this is lens issues. It could even be a lens issue with mine, because the previous Crystal Standard Edition with the battery, I think of all the headsets, that doesn't seem to have so much of a bad warping profile. And how can that be? Surely both the crystals share the same warping profile, or maybe they don't. I don't know.
No, they absolutely have problems with their quality control.
Yeah, and
right?
this is
just like
my
you said,
issue.
Just like you said, as much as I love Pimax as well, like you, and I love that they are also giving us these high-end headsets for a very reasonable price, but they have to improve so much with their
Absolutely.
quality control and also with their customer service. Like I have it, like the people are reaching out to me and say, like, Sebastian, can you have a look, please, at this conversation that that I'm having here with the customer service? And it's like hilarious, you know, like, oh, here, oh, my lenses, I cannot see anything. Yeah, would you be okay with the $20 coupon? you know, something like that.
Sounds about right. Yeah,
it's like, wow,
it's a shame.
They really have to improve that quality control. Yeah, anyways, if you think about the value that the crystal is giving you, if the lenses are great, it's like incredible.
It's superb.
The value is incredible. Getting something like this for $900 is fantastic, right? And so still I believe, yes, the Pimax crystal light and the VR Somnium, the Somnium VR1, of course,
Pimax Crystal VR1.
Of course, it competes against the crystal light. Yeah, I understand that Arthur and the Somnium team, they don't want to hear it. Yeah, they want to play in their own league, but the reality is they don't. The reality is it's the same panel, and it is the same target audience that they are focusing at, right? The same resolution. And therefore, in my personal opinion, of course, the Somnium VR1 does compete against the crystal, and it seems to have its advantages. And I'm looking forward to see it with my own eyes, right? That the same panel can give you so much more clarity with a bigger FOV. Sounds impossible, but yeah, I want to see it myself. So how about the brightness? How much brighter is the Somnium VR1 as compared to the crystal light, which is not a dim headset?
A lot. It's a lot. Honestly, I remember, it's funny actually, after using the VR1 for a few days, I put the crystal back on, and I actually went in the software thinking, oh, it's turned down. Oh, this is really, really dark. Hang on, let me just, it's on 100% brightness. Surely not. I was that surprised. It is a lot brighter. And
how much brighter? Like, what do you think? Like 1.5 or 50% brighter, or 100 double as bright?
Oh, it's such a hard one, that one.
I'm sorry, man. But I'm so curious about
26.59% more. I don't know. No, I don't know. But I think this is even more important, that I didn't think about brightness in the headset before this. It's something that was never a thing for me, what I looked for, because, you know, my experience of VR headsets, that it's not as broad as yours, Seb, and I'll be the first. I'll admit that
you also have so many headsets. Come on,
I know, but no, you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, right? So when I used to hear people talk about brightness, I'd be like, I don't care about that. Like I've got blue eyes. I don't like bright anything. I always wear sunglasses, even in the winter when I'm driving my car. Do you know what I mean? I don't like bright anything. So when I tried the VR1, I was like, oh shit, right, that's what that means then. Okay. Brightness is such a hard thing to pin down, because the best way I can describe it is when you're looking at a bright summer day, like this. Actually, I keep showing
Okay.
this background, but it's actually quite a good example. This blue sky here, it looks like a bright summer's day. It feels naturally bright, like you're looking at it, with your own eyes. Not quite as good as that, but you know what I mean. It's getting there. And then when you go back to the crystal, it looks fantastic. It looks amazing, especially for the price. But it does
Yeah.
look a lot dimmer, and it's quite
Wow.
surprising.
And it's
I
not
do
even dim.
feel,
It's not even a dim headset. It's quite nice in terms of brightness.
yeah. I do feel as well the local dimming plays its part. I think the local dimming of the Pimax crystal can, at its extreme setting or balance setting, can make the brightness, can affect the brightness of it as well. And that's something we haven't seen with the Somnium VR1, because the VR1 local dimming at the moment isn't that great. It's not that great.
It doesn't have local dimming.
That's probably because it doesn't have it. I don't know.
It doesn't have it now. They want to bring it later.
But I am looking forward to. But I'm interested to see what that does in terms of will it affect the brightness of the headset? I'm pretty sure it won't.
Okay.
But you never know. There might be some trade-off there, because I can't work out why it would be so much brighter than. I mean, like you were saying before about persistency as well, because those pixels of the display pixels, they are obviously being lit for a lot longer, and that's what's causing that brighter image. But then, do you get motion blur and things like that? Well, I haven't experienced that, and I haven't seen that on the Discord with people trying it in first-person shooter games, because for me, I generally tend to move quite slow in VR. But say if you're whipping your head and sort of looking around, I don't know whether that will affect it, but judging by what I've seen on the Discord, that's not an issue either. So whatever magic they're doing, it's working, and it is a lot brighter. It reminds me of the XR4 in terms of brightness. So you've tried that headset. The XR4 is a lot brighter than the Crystal. I would say it's a bit brighter than the XR4, only slightly brighter than that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, perhaps it has to do with the local dimming. Because now the background lights, these mini LEDs, they are just shining. All of them are shining all the time, right? And for local dimming, not the whole panel, not the whole background panel is shining, but only a few of them, right? So probably that's the point. Probably that's the point if you don't use the backlights with local dimming, as in only a few of those will shine at the correct space, then probably it's not as bright, right? Probably that's it. Probably if Pimax would completely disable that local dimming function and just let the background shine all the time, like
it could be as bright. Actually, you never know.
Well, it's very interesting to see. Or the pixels themselves, they just, like you mentioned, they just shine longer. But that would result in persistence problems with motion blur.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's really exciting to see these two approaches for this panel and to see the big difference. Wow, I'm really excited to try it out and to see that magic that they did then here with the brightness and with the lenses.
I do think as well, just to close on. Well, I could talk about this forever, but I do think the Somnium VR1 is for a different audience than the Pimax Crystal. I really do feel that.
Why?
Because I think I do feel the VR1 is for someone who they just want a drama-free, because let's face it, if you're going to get a crystal light, that is a bit of a gamble. You might get a really dodgy one, you might not. I think with the VR1, with that quality control and the overall experience, and getting it from the European market, I think having that experience of just buying from a manufacturer that clearly is really focused on the high end, it does show. It does feel different from the Crystal Light.
It looks so good. Like in terms of build quality, it looks like there's no comparison. Like I believe just looking at this picture that we're looking here right now, yes, I think in build quality that's really not a right comparison. The Crystal Light,
and that in itself, I think will sway some people, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But only time will tell. Do you know what I mean? The launch is happening now. So let's see what happens in the next 6 months. Will we get a lot of problems with the head? You just don't know. I can't see into the future, obviously. So
we have to see more consumers. More consumers have to have their hands on it and tell us about it.
It's the time now for the consumer to talk about it and to and to voice their opinions on their first impressions. And I'm really looking forward to that. And so far, actually, it's been very, very favorable so far. But we'll see how things go over time.
But I need to also look at the pain point.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it seems like you said also in your videos, right? In the beginning, at least, the comfort. So it does look very front heavy, right? It does look very front heavy because it's like sticking out quite a lot. And
Yes,
so you know the crystal
definitely.
light, it is very balanced on my head, right? And I can wear the crystal light even though it's quite heavy for hours and hours and hours. So how is it here? Do you have now the same strap? Is it this strap that you're using here right now that they show on the website?
Just to answer Technique Chegger, that's a good name. What does that mean then? He said, Steve, I ask you what quality control. They are customers who receive incorrect visuals. That hasn't happened. I don't know where you're getting that information from. The only thing I can think of that you're probably referring to is there was a discrepancy between an NVIDIA driver and some firmware within the first couple of days of the release. But the engineers, they sorted that within 2 days. And
but there are some there are some users also on my Discord who have some problems, like with with the warping on the right lens, even after the software update.
Really? I haven't heard of that one. Okay, I'm probably a little bit. I haven't seen that, but I haven't heard anything from that yet. But that's interesting. Okay, I'll have to look on your Discord. Sorry, I just shows you, Seb. I don't look on your Discord very often.
Yeah, it seems. No, but those users are also on the Somnium Discord, so that's public there.
I haven't seen that. Any issues seem to have been resolved by this firmware update and the new NVIDIA driver, which has made a massive difference.
Like it did resolve like most of the problems, but there's still some unresolved ones.
Okay, cool. Right. Well, thanks for letting me know. I'll have a look at that. Or could you send me a link or something? No, I'll have to just have a look.
I can show you later.
I
know what the Somnium VR1 Discord is. There's so much information, you lose stuff very quickly.
Right.
But yeah, in terms of the comfort, that was the thing I moaned about from day one. I really moaned about the comfort. I could not literally stay in the headset, me personally, for any longer than about an hour, maybe even less than that. I just found it's far too front heavy with that strap. And I do feel
with this strap that we see here right now.
Yeah. I don't like the strap on it at all.
Okay.
And I do feel for the price, it should have a better strap. But the only thing that I will say is, thankfully, it is modular. So what I've done with mine, I could get mine in a minute, actually, to show you. I've got a Bobo M2 Pro head strap on mine. I've changed it.
Bobo for the rescue. Show it to us, man.
Yeah, just give me a second, because it's... where is it? I've got it somewhere. Oh, it's on my motion rig, actually. Yeah, I was flying in it yesterday. Sorry, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
No problem. This is live. We're thinking before of the show, should we do this live or should we just record it? Live!
Absolutely. I like being live. It's nice. The only thing is obviously I should have got this ready. Here we go. The cable was wrapped around the motion rig. So what I've done here is I've basically, in terms of how it looks a bit different with this on. I could do with a black version. I don't know if there's one available, but yeah. So this is what it looks like now.
Okay.
So with this, in fact, maybe I can put it on and show you.
Yeah. The Franken VR1. It looks cool. Oh my god, we are geeks. We are such geeks. It's so funny.
Ignore the cable. It's not usually like that. She's behind me.
Oh man, Steve, this looks so funny, man. We are freaking geeks. We are
Hang on,
geeks.
let me do it properly.
Oh my god. It is
I'll
so
be there in a
funny,
minute.
man.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. It's just live.
But
114 people are seeing that right now.
Yeah, I can already tell that feels great. That does.
Man, the quality looks so nice.
It is
the build quality. Man, it looks beautiful.
There we are.
Gear. You're cool.
So,
cool. Okay.
If you notice, look, for me with the Bobo M2 head strap, it means that it's kind of floating. You can see that it's like floating above my nose, which gives, and I can just put it down a little bit, and then I've got hardly any pressure, or I can't really feel any of the weight. Well, I still can feel the weight, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near as bad. And that way I can fly like this. In fact, I did a 3-hour session in this. Don't get me wrong, though. I did move the headset around a bit. You know, it's not one of those headsets where you just leave it on for 3 hours. I did move it about.
Right.
I did have a quick break to go and get a coffee, but then you would, if you gave me 3 hours, you'd do that anyway. But it's, this feels so much better. And keep in mind, this is the Ultimate Edition. So it's got all of those sensors on it. You know, it's got the whole work. So it does feel fantastic. But I will say with the standard strap for me, it was a big no-no. But that's just my opinion. It's like I'm basically showing you a pair of shoes.
Trading opinions.
I like this pair of shoes. You might not. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's good that you can just mod it, right? It's like a very modular headset. That's also one of the positive parts that you can like build.
Apologies for my awful hair. I've been on the motorbike today, and so apologies for my scruffy appearance. Yeah, you know, in these lenses, they're absolutely beautiful in this thing.
Yeah, right. So you have to have compromises. That's the point. If you want to have like a huge FOV and like a super bright display, then you have to make compromises right now, at least with the form factor, and that is the compromise. So it really depends what you want. Do you want to have like a super bright display, a super nice FOV, which I want 120, right? What is it? What are you getting? 120 or even more?
I mean, my figures are actually lower than a lot of people's, but I'm getting 122 with the normal strap.
That's great.
With this peak, the only reason why I'm getting less field of view is because I've got it further away. I prefer a headset a bit further, not like squished to my face. And I know apparently I've learned this recently that most people like the headset really like pinned to their face. I don't know about you, Seb. You probably like it like that as well, so you get more field of view. But for me, I like it comfortable. I like it. I even like it quite loose, actually. And even with that, I'm getting about 118 degrees with it like that. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, cool. The Somnium VR1, exciting stuff that it's now going out to customers. I can't wait to look through it myself and to see the magic that it does compared to the crystal, right? And cool. So people can pick it up for 1,900 euros, I believe. That's the standard version without the mixed reality, and then they have different versions with hand tracking, with mixed reality, and you have the big bad boy, right?
I just feel like, because the thing is, everything I've said on YouTube about the VR1 is about this one. It's the Ultimate Edition one. So I haven't tried. Well, I have tried, but I haven't reviewed the basic one. I don't know how I'd feel about that in comparison to the Crystal Light. You've got a good point there in the sense that I do feel, the Crystal Light offers phenomenal value for money. And if you get a good one, I've said this on the channel loads of times. I've got a video out probably tomorrow about the Crystal Light again, saying how bloody amazing it is. But hopefully, as long as you get a good one. But if you don't, but if you do want something that is more a different level of quality, should we say, then it is this. It is as simple as that. And it's not a headset for everybody. And that's what people are getting confused about. Like, this is not going to be for most people out there. This is the person who wants, the absolute best build quality for, and software, by the way. Software is amazing. I haven't really mentioned that. And they really crave that field of view as well, that extra field of view.
Right.
It's a great, it's not perfect by any stretch of imagination. Comfort is still a bit of a niggle, but overall, I think, I'm glad this is here and this exists. This to me is what the Vari Aero 2 should have been. That's the best way I can describe it.
Really. Absolutely. I can just say I'm also happy that the team did this, right? I can just celebrate anyone who's crazy enough to make a PCVR headset. So that's all. Also, whatever I say, however critical I am, right? I always want to say I celebrate the Somnium team that they brought this to us, that they brought this to Flight Simmers, and any single person who has this and loves this, it's already worth it that that Somnium team went through 3 years of hardship to make it and to bring it to the market, right? So I just want to make clear, like, however critical I am about some things, in the end, I celebrate them for bringing this to us, and I congratulate them for succeeding in bringing this to the market, because it is incredibly tough to do that. And also, what I want to say in terms of pricing, actually, if you think about it, it is not so crazy expensive, 1,900 euro.
If you compare it to a triple screen or a 4K OLED monitor, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Think about it. Exactly like this, and it was built with European hands in Europe. You know, like you don't have to worry about anything about China and everything that's connected with it. It is built by European hands. It is super high quality, and 1,900 euro is not so expensive for your hobby, for your life hobby, for the thing that you spend like hours and hours every day that makes you happy. Our life is so short, right? What is 1,900 euros when actually then you will feel like super happy and have a bigger FOV and can enjoy flying even more? You know, so really, like this talk about, oh, it's so expensive. Actually, I cannot support it. So really, and even with our hobby, what if I was a car buff? You know, okay, I have to spend like tens of thousands of euros to tune it.
Oh,
you know,
man,
or if actual flying was my hobby, and I need to buy an airplane.
I've literally yesterday I spent £800 on 2 back tires for my car.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Perfect example.
Exactly. That's truly the perfect example. So, in my opinion, it is not expensive for what you're getting. Like the build quality looks awesome, and I trust you. You know, I trust your feeling about it. So, wow, then it's actually amazing for those people who really want to have like a bright, wide field of view visuals for flight simming. Well, it sounds amazing, man. And actually, I can't wait to see it myself. The lenses
fly over, spend
beautiful.
the weekend here.
Yeah, that would be good.
have a good.
Yeah, I will look through it sooner or later.
Oh, sorry, my dogs are going crazy. Apologies. Yeah. I'll just mute the microphone for.
So yeah, again, right? I do believe it's important to also like stay on the ground of things. Yeah, stay leveled and don't go completely crazy with this. You know, like I believe that it's the Crystal Light is really super tough competition. It is, because it's just cheaper and also good.
I'm very glad it's here as well. I am super glad the
so
Crystal Light
good.
is a thing.
It is so
we
good.
Need that headset so badly right now. We really do.
Exactly. And it's cheaper. It has better balance, I believe, right? It's comfortable.
Oh yeah, Crystal Light's way more comfortable.
Right. It has audio. It has really good audio. If you go for the
integrated audio,
I haven't tried the other. So there's so many things like that which are great about the Crystal Light. And I do believe they are competing against each other. But yeah, better quality, better build quality for sure. I see that. Better FOV. I have to see through it myself to understand what kind of distortions are priced in it, or what it has, right? So yeah, that's the thing. It's so individual. It is so individual. But you know what? It's good to sometimes have different opinions. Like for example, I tell you, Steve, I cannot at all recommend the XR4. It is for me. It's impossible for me to use it because of the hilarious anemic binocular overlap.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I hold the gun like this, and I can't see it with my left eye. It's like, what?
Wow,
really? It's ridiculous. It is the worst binocular overlap that I've seen in a headset ever. So yeah, so it's just so individual. So I can't wait to look through it myself. And I hope it blows me away. I can't wait for it. I want it. Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, it's super. It's a super intriguing prosumer headset, and I'm glad it's here. And not everyone's going to understand it. I appreciate that, and that's probably because it's not for you. You know, think about that. End of the day, there is at the moment a headset for pretty much every single sort of budget and VR user out there, whether it's the Quest 3S, the Quest 3. Crystal Light, you know, and higher headsets, and Big Screen Beyond as well. We have got such a variety of different headsets. It's okay if you don't want it, if you're mad about the price, don't worry about it. Move on, try something else. Big Screen Beyond. Yeah, that is another headset that I absolutely love as well, and it's
It's
different
great.
approach to VR. And yeah, I love that one as well. But that has some massive trade-offs, unfortunately, with the glare and the small sweet spot and all that. But
Exactly.
there's no perfect VR headset out there.
Who
Isn't.
knows? Probably the
Wow,
MeganeX
talking about
superlight
that.
8K.
Nice
But
segue into.
perfect segue. Yeah, I just want to make sure, Steve, do you have enough time to talk about it, or should we stop here and actually do another show about the MeganeX, just about the MeganeX?
It's tricky because I really want to hear your opinions, and so does everyone in the comments. I could always just leave and you could talk about it, but I do have about 20 minutes. I've got 20 minutes.
Okay, then let's talk about it.
We can do it, can't we? 20 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, then let's talk about it. Let me go to their website.
That's fine. 20 minutes? Can we've got 20 minutes? Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah. That was a great segue into the next topic. We have 15 or to 20 minutes to talk about
sorry,
it.
I didn't realize we were going to talk so much about the VR1.
No problem. And yeah, we could talk about that quite a long time as well. And that is a new headset, the MeganeX Superlight 8K. It is a micro OLED headset from Japan that I was able to try out. I flew to Tokyo, paid everything myself because I really wanted to see it. Yeah, it is a micro OLED 4K per eye headset, PCVR, Lighthouse. It is very light, 185 grams. Actually interesting, right? It is basically a very different style of headset as compared to the one that we've been talking about, like the whole show, right? It is, micro OLED. They can simply make this happen with these pancake lenses, and it costs 1,899 euros, including VAT, and 1,899 euro US, also including taxes, it seems. Or for the US, probably there's still some local tax per state. I'm not sure about it. But for the UK and EU, it includes the VAT, and for the UK, it's 1,599 quid. Yeah, super exciting headset. I was blown away by it. I was blown away by the comfort. It is really super light. It comes with a soft strap here. And the interesting thing is, it is a soft strap that is built a bit like a halo design. So the 185 grams, they rest on your forehead with some kind of pad. And the device itself, yeah, it's floating in front of your eyes. It is floating in front of your eyes, and it also has eye relief. So it means that actually here, you can see it very well here, you can bring it super close to your eyes if you want to maximize the FOV, or if you want it a bit more loose, probably you want to wear, I don't know, you probably don't want to wear glasses inside it because it's so small, but you can get it further away from your eyes as well. And yeah, it's comfortable even when lying down. You see it here. So super comfortable. And what impressed me the most is the comfort together with the visuals. So this thing has the best visuals that I have personally ever seen in a headset, period.
Wow, that is something.
That is something. And here I have the Apple Vision Pro right next to me here on the right. And this is
crying.
It is a bit crying. It is a bit sad right now. I look at it. It's a bit sad. Don't be sad.
Aww.
Yeah. So the thing is, when I wore the Apple Vision Pro for the first time, I thought like, wow, okay, this is it now. I want to have a VR headset like this. Micro OLED, super high resolution, right? 4K per eye. But I want it to be made for PCVR, because we know the Apple Vision Pro is not that headset, right? The Apple Vision Pro, yeah, you can also play it with Steam VR via streaming, but you do have some streaming compression, right? And you need some special controllers to make it happen. That I do have, which is good, but most people don't have it. So I always want to have something like the Apple Vision Pro, but for PCVR. And this is exactly it. This is a Lighthouse headset. So you can use your Valve Index controllers, and you have the tracking, and you have the DisplayPort connection to the PC. So this is exactly that, like an Apple Vision Pro, but lighter for PCVR enthusiasts like you and me. Wow.
Wow.
It has absolutely shocked me. It is so good. And when I put it on for the first time to check it out, to check out the visuals, actually what I saw was better in terms of visuals than the Apple Vision Pro, because it has even a higher resolution than the Apple Vision Pro. It's crazy, man. It is absolutely mind-boggling.
I remember because you did send me a message when you tried it, and I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever heard you so like impressed as this. Like
I was
really
excited.
proper hype, like level 1000. It does look well, from what you've been saying, very, very, very cool.
Yeah. The great thing is that, well, so basically, if you think about it, if you like the Big Screen Beyond, this feels like the Big Screen Beyond 2.0. Because, I know you and me, we love the Big Screen Beyond, but the glaring issue, I see what I did there.
See, we did it. Yeah, very good.
Are the lenses. The lenses of the Big Screen Beyond are the weak point, right? The Achilles heel. Because you have glare, right? In scenes with high contrast, it's kind of like yanking you out of the immersion. If you see that, okay, I'm in some kind of VR headset here, right? And the edge-to-edge clarity of the lenses of the Big Screen Beyond are simply not so good. And you have some color shifts, and So these are the weak points of the Big Screen Beyond. And this thing solves exactly those points, because the lens made by Panasonic the lenses are so much better. These are really good pancake lenses with super little glare, like very comparable to the Quest 3 lenses. So basically, we have we have Quest 3 lens quality in a headset like the Big Screen Beyond, but with even better comfort, because on the long sessions, I don't actually like this face gasket, like the one that they make for you, right? So yeah, and also you have IPD adjustment, so you can share this with your significant other, right? You don't have like a headset which is only made for you for the Big Screen Beyond. So wow, this is absolutely impressive. So great lenses, incredible high resolution, and what's important for me is the binocular overlap is nearly perfect. It's just like on the Pico 4. So that simply gives you this immersion, the feeling of immersion, which is like, wow. Yeah, so it's something that we can look forward to.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
It's funny because I've always kind of said, like, the Big Screen Beyond, it's the most frustrating headset in many ways, because it almost does it. It almost fits. It almost fits. It almost is the best VR headset ever in terms of what I would like. I just want something very, just a great panel, great form factor, and that is it really, and a native PCVR DisplayPort connection and micro OLED technology. And this sounds like it does what we wanted from the Big Screen Beyond.
It does.
It does. Yeah, I must admit, I am super excited for this one, because and I really hope I get a chance to check it out, because
sure you will,
especially with those lenses, micro OLED, and the form factor looks great and it looks really comfortable. I think the only thing I'm trying to think of something that could be an issue. I don't know, maybe that hinge is. I mean, obviously it was a prototype, but would that get loose, or would it kind of break over time?
It was very nicely locked in place, and if you want to move it to the up position, you have to click on a button to unlock it. Then
I like how it locks. That's cool.
Yeah, then you move it up, and then it locks again in the top position, and that's it. So if you're in VR position, it stays there. There's no wobbling. It is like a very solid hinge. So don't have to worry about it. It is great. And it's so cool that it has eye relief, and that you can put it as close to the lens, to your eyes as possible. So really good.
So in some ways, it has the best mixed reality in the world, because you just do that and you can see in real life.
Your real eyes. Yeah, right.
Who needs cameras, and you can just do that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So that's really good. And also in terms of FOV, it was very comparable to Big Screen Beyond. So I would say it's like 100 horizontal and 100 vertical. So yeah, it's not wide like the Somnium VR1, but it is good. It is good, And especially with that binocular overlap, it just gives you a super nice feeling of immersion. So it is not so much smaller FOV wise than the Crystal. The Crystal, yeah, it has like 102 degrees probably, right? Horizontally and vertically. And this probably has 100, I would say. So I could tell that's
okay. For that form factor, that's not
for
bad.
that form factor, it is fun. So yeah, like really, really impressive. And for having these micro OLED panels, the latest, right, from BOE, the 4K panels, and to be able
4K
to
per eye. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it is
high
really a dream.
resolution.
Yeah,
That is
it
high
is.
resolution.
It's a high resolution, and I know there will be people who say like, "Oh, but we cannot actually drive these pixels." It's true right now, right? We cannot have like the full resolution at 90 hertz. But I'm telling you, I've been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator with it with a 4070 Super GPU, and it was the best Microsoft Flight Simulator experience that I ever had. And the reason is that even when not running it at the super high resolutions, the fill factor, the fill factor of pixels that are there on that few inch, on that 1.3 inch or what, is so high. It just looks so plastic. It just looks so real, like the real world. There's absolutely no thinking of any pixels anymore. Like it's impossible to see any kind of pixels. It is just perfect, photorealistic, perfect, even when not running it at the actual super high resolutions.
It's interesting. I'm just listening to the chat. Wow, that's very impressive, isn't it? Reading the chat, and they raise a good point. When I got the big screen beyond, I thought maybe this could be a turning point for me. That at that point, I may never use a big bulky headset ever again. But unfortunately, due to the real glare issue, it's really bad. At times it can be really jarring and actually hurt your eyes after a while. I mean hurt your eyes, not because of the glare, but I mean because because you have to strain to look at the picture. It actually gives you eye strain. Because of that, I went back to the likes of the Crystal for that beautiful big sweet spot spheric lens and the Aero at the time and everything else. But I must admit, if this is like the big screen beyond micro OLED, I have seen this now. I still use the big screen beyond now.
Yeah, I love it.
That micro OLED panel, get no mirror at all. But because of the display technology, you don't get any mirror, and obviously deep, rich colors, beautiful black levels.
Yeah, the colors.
So if I had all of that, but with Quest 3 style pancake lenses, but
that's what you get here.
That could be a problem for me. I might end up completely ditching all of my other headsets for this. Seriously.
I'm pretty sure.
If it's going to be that good,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that this is going to become my daily driver. Just like you said, I love the big screen beyond. It's here most of the time actually connected. But yeah, the pain points, they hurt.
Yeah.
And thinking about that, you're getting better visual clarity because of the higher resolution. You're getting a better fill factor that looks better even when you play. Like I played at 3,500 by 3,500 resolution, so it's still quite high, but not like super high. But it just looked photorealistic. It was just so good with the colors. The OLED colors are killing it. It's just wow.
Actually, interesting, because a 4K per eye panel with say an aspheric lens 4K per eye panel and a pancake lens 4K per eye panel. I reckon, am I right in thinking that you need less aggressive barrel distortion for pancake lenses, which means you're going to be closer to that base resolution?
Probably.
Which means you're actually going to get better performance.
Could be
from
yes,
that
could be.
than you would. Yeah. So I'm just thinking in terms of performance, I think you could probably run this maybe even at 80-90%, which is still mind-blowing with a 4090, for instance.
Absolutely. So I was blown away by a 4070 Super. So think about what a 4090 can do. Or then with a 5090. It's believe me, it is mind-blowingly amazing, and I can't wait to get it into my hands. And so that's that. Let's also talk about, but let's also talk about the negatives that I saw.
Okay,
because there were also some negatives, right? It's not everything amazing. So first of all, no audio, which I think is sad. I really love to have audio on the system.
Could that fit? I think maybe I could fit.
Perhaps yes. Let's do the Franken MS8K.
Absolutely.
The Franken MeganeX. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Probably we can somehow like do that. No ideas. So yeah, they don't have an audio strap. Like I read it now in the Road to VR article. So TK, the CEO of Shift All, he went to the States to show it to Road to VR Ben. And in that article that you can read on roadtovr.com, he also asked about audio strap, and TK, the CEO, said they will also be working on one. So wow, I can't wait for that to happen. So
Brilliant.
first of all, that is missing. So then you need to use your own headphones. It's okay, right? Because it is so the strap. It's just a soft strap, just like the Big Swing Beyond was in the beginning, but better. So that shouldn't be a big problem. But it was also not so bright. It was very similar to what we see with the Big Swing Beyond. It still looked a bit better. It looked much better because of the lenses. But in terms of intensity of the brightness, it was very much Big Swing Beyond level. So that is something that is okay. Like I have no problems with it, right? But it is a difference if you're used to super bright headsets, like probably the Somnium, for example, or the Crystal. But I must say, because it's OLED, you have these higher contrasts.
Yeah.
You know, you have the deep blacks, and then the colors will still pop. What are your thoughts about the brightness of the Big Swing Beyond, Steve?
Well, looks like my dogs want to say something as well about it. I think it's interesting because, obviously, brightness is something I didn't really understand until I got the Somnium VR1 and realized, okay, that is a big deal.
That is bright. Yeah.
It is. It's super bright, but in a real natural way. But having said that, you get used to it, for God's sake. Like, once I go back to the Big Screen Beyond, it's not like I go, oh, this is so dull and dim, I can't handle this. You just kind of get used to it. And I don't find it too much an issue. And it's all about trade-offs. Yeah. If I'm going to have a micro OLED panel, which I am proper, like that's what we all want, is micro OLED technology to become more of a norm, and it is the future for VR.
It's coming. It's coming in February. Anyway. MeganeX MS8K is coming.
I would trade. It's all about trading things, isn't it? VR is all about trade-offs. Like, yes, we won't have eye tracking either, which is a shame. Right. But I don't know how difficult it would be to add that into the MeganeX with it, the size of it and everything. Yeah. But you know what? I don't care, because I would have the most comfortable headset with micro OLED technology, 4K per eye, job done, in my opinion. That to me would see me through for a few years before, things continue to evolve.
Right.
So yeah, the brightness doesn't concern me personally too much.
Okay, good.
If it's similar to the Big Screen Beyond.
I actually also asked the Big Screen Beyond users on the MRTV Discord channels, on the German and on the English one, what they thought about the brightness of the Big Screen Beyond. And they also told me, oh, you know what? I'm actually using it at 70% or at 50% even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of them do, and they are fine with it. So our eyes, they adapt very quickly to what they see. And again, because you have the perfect blacks, then the colors will still pop. So I personally also don't have a problem with it. But if you're flying on a sunshiny day, it will not look as if you really would need to wear sunglasses. That kind of feeling. So there is a difference to something like the Crystal, or for sure the Somnium, right? So that's something to keep in mind. But once you get into some kind of like moody, atmospheric kind of atmospheres, wow. Like there's nothing that beats all that.
Imagine.
It's nothing. It's crazy. It's so beautiful. Or I had a night scene. I was like going crazy. Really, it's the most beautiful VR experience I have had to this point in time. Period. It is so good. It is just like wow. And then we can get this for 1,900 euros or 1,000,
including VAT.
It's including VAT. Yeah. So you can get it in the UK for 1,599 quid, including VAT. Wow,
that's interesting. That's actually very, very good.
That is so good. And my prediction is that this headset is going to be the new standard headset for VR enthusiasts like us. That's my prediction. That's my bold prediction. I'm definitely looking forward to check out the Somnium VR1 for sure. I want to see it, the brightness and the FOV. I love it. But I simply believe that this kind of form factor is the future of VR.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like the Somnium VR1 really needs to come out now because things are moving fast in the VR industry, and really, ideally, the VR1 would have been better if it came out a year ago. I think. The trouble is, headsets are going to seem very archaic very quickly when you're getting these kind of headsets coming in with this form factor with micro OLED, because I am all for that. That's kind of where I want the things to go. And I was actually super shocked when the Vario XR4 only has LCD panels. That's something that really did shock me, actually. But having said that, black levels are very good in that. Don't know how, but they are quite good in that. But overall, you have it there. Look at that.
Of course, everything's under my table.
Got everything underneath there. But yeah, no, super excited I think this headset could be wow, it's going to basically be released at the same, not released. Is it? Do you say February? Is that when it's
coming out? February. Yes, it's going to be sent out. It's going to be sent on February.
Right when the 5090 is going to be released as well.
Perfect timing.
Hey, there we go. There's a match made in heaven.
Oh, and it even has diopter adjustment outside. So for those people
outside, that is
so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool. Yeah. So you're in VR and you can just adjust the diopter while still seeing the visuals. It's great. It is really great. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I might have to leave now, Seb, but feel free to continue chatting away. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about the MeganeX, because I am really my eyes are on that at the moment. I'm very intrigued by that headset. Very intrigued.
Me too.
I'm very intrigued. And
Yes.
thank you for going all the way to Japan and doing all that
Yeah.
coverage for us, because your interview was fantastic. Your
Thanks.
first impressions, really enjoyed that. And it's setting the scene really, really well for hopefully when we get a chance to really showcase the headset and everything. So
I think so.
Cool.
I think it's going to happen. Yeah, cool. So glad that we're back. Right, Steve? So good to speak with you finally again, like in a show. So good. And everyone who's watching this, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. Also, some kind of opposing views sometimes. Perfect. I love to discuss with Steve, and I'm sure that you also enjoy these discussions. If you do, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. What are your thoughts about the Somnium VR1 versus Crystal? What are your thoughts about the MeganeX superlight 8K, or MS8K in short? So do let us know all the things, so that the algorithm will simply pick up that you like our show, even if it's a bit long, and that you want more of it. So go crazy in the comment section, and subscribe to MRTV, subscribe to VR Flight Sim Guy, amazing channel. And that's basically it. We will come back sooner. We are not going to wait another half year for the next episode.
No, we won't. Definitely won't.
So that's great. And Tatiana is also going to come back very soon.
Yay, awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be very cool. That's everything that we have for today's show. Again, give it a thumbs up, and we're looking forward to see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.
Take care.
Yes, finally we're back.
So are we still live? I'm guessing
we're still live.
Yeah. We always do that sort of breakdown, not breakdown, cool down thing. My camera's to be in a bit dodgy, but yeah.
But let's leave that public stream now. Let's say goodbye to everyone, so that we can still have a